In the dusty confines of the attic, the Johnson family stumbles upon an antique relic. Picture a family, the Johnsons huddled in the cobweb-laden corners of their attic, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of a single hanging bulb. Among the countless forgotten mementos of a bygone era, they uncover a hidden gem. An old dollhouse, beautifully crafted and strikingly familiar. John, the father, breaks the silence, his voice echoing through the attic. "Look at this, guys. It's a dollhouse. Must be from Grandma's time." His eyes, wide with curiosity, scan the intricate details of the miniature home. Lisa, the mother, leans in closer to examine the dollhouse, her fingers lightly brushing over the tiny furniture. "It's so intricate," she observes, her voice filled with a mix of admiration and bewilderment. "It looks like our living room, and there's us." Their daughter, Emily, can barely contain her excitement as she joins her parents. "It's like a tiny version of our home," she exclaims, her enthusiasm cutting through the attic's musty air. Only Tom, the son, seems skeptical, his eyebrows furrowed as he considers the unusual discovery. "Creepy," he mutters, his gaze fixed on the dollhouse. Why would Grandma keep this hidden? As the Johnson family stands there, surrounded by dusty relics of the past, they can't shake off a sense of unease. The dollhouse, with its uncanny resemblance to their own home, seems more than just a child's plaything. It feels like a mirror, reflecting their lives in a way that's too accurate to be mere coincidence. Their fascination slowly gives way to apprehension. They can't help but question why such a detailed replica of their home was stashed away in the attic, untouched and unseen for so long. There's an air of mystery as they question why such a detailed replica was hidden away. The attic, once a place of forgotten memories, has now become the setting of an unfolding mystery. The first chapter of a tale that's yet to reveal its true horror. As days turn into weeks, the family begins to notice the unnerving correlation between the dollhouse and their lives. Every movement, every conversation, every mundane event of their daily routine is mirrored in the tiny world of the dollhouse. The dolls, mere inanimate objects, seem to come alive, mimicking the Johnsons' every move with a precision that sends shivers down their spines. Lisa, a loving mother and a rational thinker, tries to dismiss it as mere coincidence. But the more she observes, the more she finds herself unable to deny the eerie similarities. She watches as the minuscule figures mirror her family's evening routine, setting the table for dinner just as she does in the real world. The uncanny resemblance leaves her with a sense of unease that she can't shake off. John, a man of science, finds himself questioning his own beliefs. He watches the dollhouse, his brow furrowed in confusion and concern. He can't help but wonder, how can a mere toy predict their actions with such accuracy? It's as if the dollhouse is a mirror, reflecting their life in a way that is both fascinating and terrifying. Their children, Emily and Tom, are equally unsettled. Emily, usually full of life and laughter, grows quiet and withdrawn. Tom, the skeptic, can't hide his discomfort as he watches the miniature figures inside the dollhouse mirror his own actions. The playful curiosity that once filled their eyes is replaced with fear and apprehension. Each member of the Johnson family feels the chill of unease creeping into their hearts. They watch the dollhouse, their eyes wide with a mix of fascination and dread. They can't help but wonder, what does it mean? Is it a mere coincidence? Or is there something more sinister at play? A chill runs down their spines as they contemplate the unsettling implications. The dollhouse, once a symbol of innocent play, now holds a dark secret that threatens to shatter their peaceful lives. They are left with an unnerving question. If the dollhouse mirrors their lives, what will happen when the dolls start to predict the future? As the dollhouse's sinister abilities escalate, the family is thrown into a state of panic. Unfathomable fear grips them as they watch the dollhouse eerily play out ominous scenarios. It's no longer a charming miniature of their home, but a chilling oracle of doom. Tom, previously skeptical, is the first to notice the grim pattern. "The dolls, they're in a car crash," he exclaims one evening, his voice barely more than a whisper. The family freezes, their hearts pounding. Just hours later, they receive a call. A distant relative had been involved in a car accident. The dollhouse had predicted it. The incidents grow in frequency and intensity. Lisa, the mother, is frantic. Her eyes are wide with terror, her voice trembling as she points out the latest scene in the dollhouse. A doll laid out on the floor, motionless, while the others surround it, their painted faces turned towards the fallen figure. Later that day, their neighbor faints and is rushed to the hospital. The dollhouse had foretold it again. The line between reality and the paranormal blurs. John, the father, grows concerned. It's clear to him now that this is no mere coincidence. The dollhouse is controlling their fate, playing out their lives in its tiny rooms with its tiny inhabitants. The family, once charmed by its detail and craftsmanship, now dread its predictions. The fear is palpable, the tension unbearable. Emily, the youngest, voices what they've all been thinking. "What's causing this?" she asks, her voice small, her eyes wide with fear. They need answers. They need to understand why their lives are being manipulated by an old dollhouse. They need to know how to stop it. With a sense of dread, they decide to seek help. They're desperate, ready to do anything to reclaim their lives from the clutches of the dollhouse. The fear of the unknown looms over them like a dark cloud, but they're determined to uncover the truth, no matter how terrifying it may be. A paranormal investigator is called in, confirming their worst fears. The investigator, a man with a keen sense for the unseen, studies the dollhouse, his face growing more serious with each passing second. "This is not just a toy," he finally says. "There's a malevolent force at play here. It's not just mirroring your lives, it's controlling your fate through this miniature replica." The Johnsons, taken aback, look at the dollhouse as if seeing it for the first time. Emily, her eyes welling up with tears, asks the question they all fear the answer to. How do we stop it? The investigator, stern and resolute, replies, "Destroy the dollhouse, break the connection." The room falls silent as the family contemplates the investigator's words. The dollhouse, once a charming relic of the past, now feels like a ticking time bomb in their midst. Faced with a difficult decision, they contemplate their next move. With a sense of resolve, they make the difficult choice to shatter the dollhouse. The Johnsons, united by their shared fear and desperation, stand before the dollhouse, the silent orchestrator of their lives' recent turmoil. It's a moment of profound significance, the climax of a nightmare that has consumed their lives. John, the father, steadied by his unwavering love for his family, takes a deep breath, gripping the hammer with a firm resolve. The dollhouse, once a fascinating relic, now stands as a symbol of an unseen, malevolent force that has toyed with their lives. The intricate rooms and miniature figures, so eerily identical to their own, seem to mock them with their silence. There's a certain finality in the air as John raises the hammer. They're not just about to destroy an object, they're about to sever a connection, to reclaim control over their lives. The hammer comes down, and the dollhouse shatters into a myriad of pieces. A dark energy seems to lift from the wreckage, a tangible sense of release permeating the room. Tom, the son, breathes heavily, his eyes wide with a mix of fear and relief. "Is it over?" he asks, his voice barely above a whisper. The question hangs in the air, echoing the collective anxiety of the family. The investigator, having borne witness to the entire ordeal, nods. "The connection is severed," he says, his voice steady. "Whatever controlled your fate through that dollhouse is gone." His words bring a sense of closure, a promise of an end to the family's torment. In the aftermath of the shattered connection, the Johnsons stand amidst the remnants of the dollhouse. The eerie silence envelops them, a stark contrast to the chaos they've endured. But in the quiet, there's a glimmer of hope, a chance to rebuild their lives free from the malevolent control of the dollhouse. They stand in the eerie silence, hoping they've finally solved their problem. Yet as with all good horror tales, one can't help but wonder if the nightmare is truly over, or if it's merely the beginning of a new chapter in the Johnsons' eerie saga. As the Johnsons rebuild their lives, the malevolent force seeks a new vessel. The family, now free from the dollhouse's eerie control, attempts to reclaim a sense of normalcy. The laughter returns, the dinners are peaceful, and their home once again becomes a sanctuary. Yet the shadow of the unsettling dollhouse lingers, a haunting memory etched deep into the corners of their minds. The intricate miniature rooms, the uncanny resemblance of the dolls to themselves, and the tragic events that unfolded. All these remain vivid, a chilling reminder of the bizarre and horrifying ordeal they endured. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to them, the dark energy that once twisted their fate through the dollhouse is now free, unbound, and seeking a new host. The malevolent force, no longer confined, prowls in the darkness, ready to begin its twisted games anew. As the video ends, the audience is left questioning what will happen next.